everyone. Today we're doing our very first lesson in Math 3. My name is Mrs. Scott and I am going to be your teacher guiding you through the lessons as you're completing Level 3. We are going to need a few things before we start our first lesson. You will need pages 2 through 5 from your workbook. You will need a small whiteboard with a marker and eraser or a sheet of scratch paper and your pencil. And out of your math box, you're going to need the 10-sided die and the 6-sided die. So go ahead and get those things if you don't have them with you already. Each lesson, we're going to do some multiplication practice so that we can learn all of our multiplication facts. The ones for our first unit are listed on this page. So we have 3 times 3, 6 times 6, 5 times 3, 8 times 4, 8 times 8, 3 times 4, 5 times 5, 9 times 9, and 6 times 4. So these are the ones we're going to be practicing before our lessons in the first unit. So 3 times 3 is 9. 6 times 6 is 36. 5 times 3 is 15. 8 times 4 is 32. 8 times 8 is 64. Do you notice that 64 is double 32? That's because 4 and 8 are doubles. 3 times 4 is 12. 5 times 5 is 25. 9 times 9 is 81. 6 times 4 is 24. Okay, those are the ones we'll be practicing. All right, to get started with our very first lesson, let's look at the skip counting practice up at the top. So you should be on page 2. Okay, and we have up at the top, it says skip counting. So our first part is to skip count by 5s from 5 to 60, clapping your hands once for each number. So I want you to try to do that on your own right now. Push pause. All right, did you say 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60? Okay, our next part says skip count by 100s from 100 to 1,000. Push pause and do that now. $100, $200, $300, $400, $500, $600, $700, $800, $900, $1,000, sometimes known as 10 hundreds. Okay, let's get started with the reading down here underneath the skip counting section. In each unit of this course, we are going to expand our knowledge and have fun as we visit different countries. During the first half of this unit, we'll be learning math as we explore China. 2 siblings, 12-year-old Bo and his 10-year-old sister Chun, are helping their town hang up lanterns for the Lunar New Year celebration, which lasts 15 days. Chun hangs up the 987th lantern. Look at the number 987 on the place value chart. Here, the digit 9 in the hundreds place represents 900. The digit 8 in the tens place represents 80. And the digit 7 in the ones place represents 7. Writing a number in expanded form means we show the value of each digit using addition. Read aloud the expanded form of 987. 900 plus 80 plus 7. Bo hangs up more lanterns and soon reaches number 999. What number comes after 999? That's right, 1,000. Look at the place value chart on the next column. What digit is in the thousands place? What digit is in the thousands place? It's a 1. The digit in the hundreds, tens, and ones place? They're all zeros. Notice how there is a comma after the 1 in the number 1,000. It's right here. Most English-speaking countries and China put a comma between the thousands and hundreds place. Let's look at the number 1,547 and write it using expanded form. With expanded form, we start with the digit in the largest place value. The digit 1 is in the thousands place, so it is 1,000. The digit 5 is in the hundreds place, so we add 5 hundreds, which is 500. The digit 4 is in the tens place, so we add 4 tens, which is 40. The digit 7 is in the ones place, so we finish by adding 7. Read aloud the expanded form for 1,547. 1,000 plus 500 plus 40 plus 7. Okay, I'm going to read aloud some numbers to you. You're going to write the numbers in their regular form, their standard form, and their expanded form on the whiteboard that you have or on your scratch paper. Okay, remember to write your commas. So I'm going to say it, then you're going to write it, then you're going to check it, okay? So I'll read it, you write it, then we'll check it. All right, here's the first one. The first one is 793. 793. Okay, so writing it in standard form would be 793. And then writing it out in expanded form, we're going to take each of those digits and write the value. So 7 is worth 700 plus the 9 is worth 90 because it's in the tens place, plus the 3 is worth just 3. So you should have the standard form and the expanded form. How did you do? Good, let's do one more. The next one is 3,841. 3,841. Write it in standard form and in expanded form. You can push pause while you do that. Okay, now let's check that one. Did you put 3, 8, 4, 1 for the standard form? Good. And we take each of those and write their values. 3,000 plus 800 plus 40 plus 1. That's the expanded form. Okay, we're going to do one more, and you can see it on the bottom of your page. This one is 5,123. 5,123. Okay, so write it in standard form and expanded form. You can push pause while you do that. Okay, for standard form, we would write 5, comma, 1, 2, 3. 5,123. For the expanded form, we would have 5,000 plus 100 plus 20 plus 3. 5,123. Okay, we need our whiteboard for one more thing. Okay? Oh, that erased part of the page. Interesting. Okay. On your whiteboard, I want you to write the number that comes after 9. Did you write 10? Good. I want you to write the number that comes after 99. Did you write 100? And write the number that comes after 999. That would be 1,000. Okay, now let's look at that place value chart that is on the top of page 3. What number would come after 9,999? So if we add one more to that, we will get 10,000. And notice that 10,000 is on the place value chart at the top of the page. This chart shows how we write 10,000. Notice the comma after the thousands place. The name of that comma is thousand. It helps us to understand where digits need to go and how to say the number. The digits before the comma are read together, and the digits after the comma are read together. In the number 57,000, the 5 and the 7 are read together to make 57. Okay, now we have an activity. You're going to need your dice for this activity, and this one is also located at the top of page 3. So what you're going to do is, in this box, you have a place to put 2 different numbers that you're going to make. So you're going to roll both die and write the numbers in the spaces below. Continue rolling until you have 2 5-digit numbers. If you roll a 10, then roll again. Don't use 0. Then read your numbers aloud. Write your number in expanded form on the whiteboard. Since I can't be there with you, this would be a good activity to do with your parent or teacher. You can do it on your own and then show it to them and read the numbers to them. So take your 10-sided and 6-sided dice from the math box, roll them, and then you're going to write the numbers. The first 2 numbers you'll put here, then 2 more numbers, then 2 more numbers. Yes, that's going to split between 2 of the digits, or 2 of the different numbers. Then the next 2 you write here, and finally the other 2 here. And don't forget your commas. This map shows several mountains that are located in China and the nearby areas. Let's explore some mountains around Asia. Start at Mount Elbrus and read the number next to the mountain that shows how high it is in feet. So you're starting here at Mount Elbrus, and you're going to read that number aloud. Remember to say 1,000 at the comma and not say the word and between any numbers. And is actually the name of a decimal point, which you'll learn about in Math 4. But we don't want to say the word and when we're reading a number unless there's a decimal point, because it changes the meaning of the number. After you read the name of the number that shows the height of the mountain, You're going to roll your six-sided dice to see what activity to do and then climb the mountain. Follow the path from peak to peak, repeating the above instructions with each peak until you have climbed all the mountains. Okay, so you're going to read it, push pause, roll your dice and do your activity. Then you're going to move to the next mountain, read, check your work with me, push pause, climb your mountain, come to the next one, and so on. Okay, so we're going to start here. What is the height of Mount Elbrus? 18,510 feet. Okay, now push pause so you can do your activity and move to the next peak. When we get to the next peak, Peak Pobeda, go ahead and read this one aloud. Did you say 9,852? Good. Push pause, roll your dice, do your activity. Okay, let's look at Menku Sardake. Go ahead and read this number aloud. Did you say 25,467? Good. Push pause, roll your dice, do your activity. Okay, now we're at Cuitan Peak. I'm not really sure how you say these words, but I'm just guessing. Go ahead and read this number to yourself out loud. Did you say 14,350? Good. Pause, roll, activity. Okay, now we're at K2. Go ahead and read this one. Did you say 28,251? Good. Push pause, roll your dice, and do your activity. Now we're at Mount Everest. I bet you've heard of that one before. Read this number. Did you say 29,032? Good. Push pause, roll your dice, and do your last activity. Okay, our final mountain to climb is Namcha Barwa. Go ahead and read this number. Did you say 25,531? Excellent job mountain climbing. All right, now it's time for the lesson practice. It's time to show what you know. You don't have to know everything at this point, but this is to see how you're doing on this activity. So I'm going to read the directions and show you where to go, but I'm not going to give you the answers on this section. This section you will need to take to your mom or dad or parent or grandparent or teacher, whoever's helping you, okay, for them to check the work. Okay, here's the first part of the lesson practice. At the top, it gives you some numbers, and it gives you an option of either A or B. How do you read this number? So read it very carefully and circle either A or B for each of those. Push pause while you do these 4 questions. Okay, now that you've done the ones at the top, this section says, write the number shown by the expanded form. So you're going to be taking the expanded form and writing it in standard form in these boxes. Remember the comma after the thousands place. Push pause while you do this section. Okay, now we're going to look at these place value charts. Above each of the place value charts, there is a word form of a number. You're going to take the word form and then you're going to write the standard form in the place value chart. Be sure to watch the different places and make sure that you put them in the correct place. A helpful hint for this is to circle the word 1,000 and look at what comes before and what comes after 1,000, because the digit that's in the thousands place and its comma go right here. So go ahead and do these 3 place value charts. At the bottom of that column, it says write the 5-digit number that has 5 in the 10,000s place, 2 in the hundreds place, and 1 in all the other places. Push pause while you do that. The last part on this page says China has at least 1,317 species of butterflies. Write the number below. So in standard form, write this word form, 1,317. About 30,100 species of plants are native to China. Write that number in these boxes. About 30,100 species of plants are native to China. All right, we're to the review activities section. So these are things that you should be able to do on your own. Again, I'm not going to give you the answers on these. You'll need to take these papers to your parent teacher so that they can check your work. But I will go through the activities if you need help with reading them. If you don't need help with reading them, I'm happy for you to complete them on your own. Okay, so at the very top of the page, it says complete the addition problems. So you're just going to complete these addition problems. Remember to regroup if you need to. Under the lantern, it says circle all the odd numbers. Odd numbers. Remember that odd numbers always end with 1, 3, 5, 7, or 9. When we're looking at odd and even, we only need to look at the ones place, because every group of 10 can be divided evenly in half, right? 5 and 5. And every group of 100 can be equally divided 50 and 50. So when we're looking at odd and even, the only place we need to look is at the end in the ones place. For this section, it says read the story problem and write a problem that represents the story problem, then complete it. So you'll need to answer it as well. Bo went to a lantern stand that had 78 lanterns. He bought 44 of the lanterns. How many lanterns are left at the lantern stand? Write 78 in the first box and 44 in the second box, then subtract. Chun hung 12 lanterns before lunch and 50 lanterns after lunch. How many lanterns did she hang altogether? Write 12 and 50 in the boxes and add. Okay, the last part is a logic problem. So you're going to need to use clues to color each lantern in each set the correct color. Don't start coloring until you know which color each lantern should be. Here's a tip. Use your colored pencils to arrange the colors in the correct order. So while I'm reading the clues, you can lay out your colored pencils And then after you're sure you have them in the right order, then you can color the lanterns. So let's look at the first one. In the first one, the green lantern is not next to the red lantern. So green is not next to red. The yellow lantern is to the right of the red lantern. The purple lantern is not in the middle of the lantern display. The green lantern is between two lanterns. Okay, let's read it again to check our work. Check to make sure that the colors you have laid out match with what we're saying. The green lantern is not next to the red lantern. The yellow lantern is to the right of the red lantern. The purple lantern is not in the middle of the lantern display. The green lantern is between two lanterns. Okay, now let's look at this one. So the same colors are needed. The purple lantern is at one of the ends. The red lantern is to the left of the green lantern. The green lantern is not on an end. Neither the purple nor the yellow lantern is next to the red lantern. Okay, let's read that one more time to check our work. The purple lantern is at one of the ends. The red lantern is to the left of the green lantern. The green lantern is not on an end. Neither the purple nor the yellow lantern is next to the red lantern. Congratulations! You finished Lesson 1. Give your work on pages 4 and 5 to your parent or teacher for them to check, and I will see you again next time. Bye-bye.